Eala captures breakthrough SEA Games gold after dominant win in women's singles. Chonburi, Thailand. Eala claimed another piece of history before her stellar 2025 ended. Eala captured her first-ever Southeast Asian Games gold medal after reigning in the women's singles following a 6-2, 6-1 win over Thai foe Maninkaya Sawanki in the final at the National Tennis Development Center in Nonthaburi on Thursday, December 18th. Living up to her billing as the highest-ranked WA player in Southeast Asia, the world number 53 Eala became the first Filipina to win the event since Maricris Fernandez last achieved the feat in 1999. Indonesia and Thailand dominated the event in the following editions with 7 and 4 titles, respectively. But Eala put an end to that duopoly as she expectedly brushed aside an opponent significantly ranked lower at world number 240. Eala sealed the win after a Sawanki forehand sailed out of bounds, the Filipina holding her face in her disbelief as she delivered just the Philippines' 8th singles title, men and women included, in SEA Games tennis. The 20-year-old also improved on her bronze finish in the 2021 Vietnam edition. The court was quiet in that particular way only tennis courts ever are, quiet, but never empty. It held breath, history, and the weight of expectation. Under the bright lights of the SEA Games arena, the hard court shimmered like a sheet of glass, waiting to reflect something unforgettable. When Eala stepped onto it, racket in hand and focus sharpened like a blade, she was not just walking toward a final match. She was walking toward a moment that would define her and perhaps inspire a generation. For years, Eala had been a name spoken with hope, a prodigy, a promise, a teenager who trained far from home, who carried the Philippine flag stitched not only on her uniform but into her routine, her discipline, her dreams. The Southeast Asian Games had always been a stage where nations measured pride in medals, but this women's singles final felt different. It was not just about gold, it was about arrival. From the first serve, the difference was unmistakable. Eala moved with a calm authority that silenced any doubt lingering in the stands. Her footwork was precise, economical, as if she knew exactly where the ball would land even before it crossed the net. Each ground stroke carried intent. Each return felt like a statement. Her opponent fought bravely, but the rhythm of the match belonged to Eala from the opening game. The scoreboard began to tilt, slowly at first, then decisively. What made the performance dominant was not raw power alone, though Eala had plenty of that. It was her composure. She played with the patience of someone who understood that championships are not won in spectacular moments alone, but in the quiet accumulation of right decisions. She waited. She constructed points. She forced errors. And when the opening appeared, she struck with clean, unhesitating confidence. In the stands, Filipino fans leaned forward with every rally. Back home, screens flickered in living rooms, cafes, and jeepneys. This was not just another match being watched. It was a shared moment unfolding in real time. With every game Eala won, belief turned into certainty. This was her match. As the first set slipped firmly into her control, something shifted. The pressure that so often shadows young athletes on big stages never arrived. If anything, Eala looked freer with every point. She chased down impossible balls. She redirected pace with elegance. She smiled briefly between points, not out of arrogance, but out of joy. She was playing the tennis she had always trained for. The second set only confirmed what everyone could now see. This was a breakthrough performance, not because it was unexpected, but because it was undeniable. The rallies grew shorter as Eala dictated play. Her serve became a weapon. Her returns landed deep, relentless, suffocating any attempt at a comeback. When the final point came, it did not explode, it settled. A clean winner. A brief pause. Then realization. Eala dropped her racket and raised her hands, eyes searching the crowd as if to make sure the moment was real. The scoreboard confirmed it. Women's singles gold at the SEA Games. A dominant victory. A historic achievement. For Philippine tennis, it was more than a medal. It was validation. Eala's journey had never been easy. Leaving home at a young age to train abroad demanded sacrifice few truly understand. Loneliness became part of the process. So did discipline. While others her age lived ordinary routines, Hers revolved around early mornings, endless drills, losses that taught harsh lessons, and wins that demanded even more humility. This gold medal was not sudden success. It was the visible result of invisible years. As the Philippine flag rose and the national anthem played, Eala stood still, hand over heart. The moment carried emotion beyond triumph. It carried gratitude for coaches who believed, for parents who supported, for a country that watched her grow from a promising junior into a champion on a regional stage. And perhaps most importantly, it carried responsibility, because breakthrough victories change things. They change how athletes see themselves. They change how sports are valued back home. Somewhere in the Philippines, a young girl holding a borrowed racket watched Eala and thought, maybe I can do that too. That is the quiet power of moments like this. They echo long after the applause fades. The gold medal around Eala's neck gleamed, but it was not the heaviest thing she carried off the court. That honor belonged to expectation, now transformed from hope into confidence. She had proven she could dominate at this level. She had proven she belonged. Yet even in victory, Eala remained grounded. In post-match moments, her words were measured, her gratitude sincere. She spoke not of domination, but of preparation. Not of herself alone, but of the team behind her. Champions, after all, are not only defined by how they win, but by how they understand the journey. The SEA Games gold was a breakthrough, but not a destination. It was a doorway. Beyond it lies a future filled with tougher opponents, bigger stages, louder crowds, and higher stakes. But if this match revealed anything, it is that Eala does not shrink under pressure. She grows. On that court, in that moment, she did more than win a title. She rewrote expectations. She turned promise into proof. She reminded a nation that excellence, when patiently built, eventually demands to be seen. And as the lights dimmed and the crowd slowly dispersed, the court returned to silence. But the echo of that dominant win, the sound of a racket striking destiny, will linger for a long time.